SuperTalk Mississippi media production. It's time to talk about dogs.
Bulldogs have won it.
Talkin Dawgs, that is, with Robbie Faulk, right here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk is on your radio here in Starkville, Mississippi. Thank you for joining me for another beautiful Wednesday morning in Mississippi, specifically in the Golden Triangle, as we're on 100.9 right here in this area. But a lot of you guys are listening all over the country, and I thank you for that. SuperTalk.fm carries us, the SuperTalk app, also the Talkin Dawg podcast. Wherever you're listening, thank you for joining me, and whenever you're listening, I appreciate you guys for being along for the ride. We've been doing this thing since last August, I believe, when we first got this thing rolling, and we've been coming to you live every single Wednesday since. We're 9 to 10 a.m. on Wednesday mornings here on SuperTalk, and it's just about an hour of Mississippi State sports talk, but we also have some high school sports talk that we bring your way as well. Robbie Faulk here from On3 Sports, Maroon and White Daily specifically. Also, I'm at the Starkville Daily News covering Mississippi State at both spots, but I also cover local high school sports for the Starkville Daily News as the high school beat writer for a little over a decade now. It seems like just yesterday I started that job over at the Starkville Daily News. It's a really great avenue for me to kind of escape college sports sometimes and get to talk about these kids in high school and get to cover their stories and some great coaches that we have as well. It's really a joy of mine to be able to do that, but I love talking Mississippi State sports as well. We do it 5 times a week on Thunder and Lightning, the podcast brought to you every single day, Monday through Friday, with myself and Brian Haydad. Of course, he is doing Thunder and Lightning live later tonight at 6 p.m. here on 100.9, along with what he does from 3 to 6 every single day on Sports Talk Mississippi. So we have a ton of sports coming your way every single Wednesday here right on your radio, 100.9. I thank you guys for always tuning in and listening to it. It is baseball season, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2 days away from Diamond Dawg baseball. Duty Noble Field should be packed on Friday evening, 4 p.m., first pitch against Hofstra, as the Bulldogs kick off the Brian O'Connor era. And the anticipation for Brian O'Connor has been extremely high now for about 7-8 months. Everybody's been so excited about O'Connor, and the anticipation has been what's been so great. But as we know, when the season gets started, criticism is going to come at some point. You know, Brian O'Connor at some point is going to face some criticism with his fan base. It's been all roses for him at this point, but this fan base is a whole lot different than what he encountered at Virginia. There's going to have to be some patience with Mississippi State fans. There's going to have to be some patience with Brian O'Connor as well as he enters this new era of his career, because I guess the pressure and everything heats up for him. And it should, because you look at this roster that Mississippi State possesses, that a lot of it he has built and what he's done in the offseason to make this team better. I think that the expectation should be sky high from any Mississippi State fan on what they are expecting Mississippi State baseball to be. It should always be that. At Mississippi State, the fans invest the way that they do, the school has invested the way that they do to compete for and win championships. This program's won 1 SEC championship since 1989. This program's won 1 national title all time. The expectations are there for a reason. Mississippi State has put in the resources for this program to be one of the best in the country. They haven't been living up to that the last few years. Brian O'Connor was hired for that exact reason, for Mississippi State to live up to their expectations, for Mississippi State to compete for championships and go win titles consistently, and to be a more consistent program year in and year out. We'll see if Brian O'Connor is able to do that, but he has a tremendous roster in place to have that opportunity. When we get back from the break, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. My lineup projections, my positional projections. We're going to talk about also the starting rotation that was released on Monday. A little bit of a surprise there. We'll discuss that, obviously, when we get back. But a ton of Mississippi State baseball talk coming your way as baseball season is right here in front of us, coming on Friday afternoon at Dudy Noble Field. We'll discuss baseball when we get back from the break. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on Super Talk 100.9.
At Bank Okolona, consistency isn't just something we strive for. It's our way of doing business. Whether you're in Okolona or Houston, Manatee or Bruce, Tupelo or Aberdeen, you'll always find friendly faces, helpful service, and hometown values. One bank, multiple communities. Consistently here for you. Find the branch nearest you at bankokolona.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Power up your convenience with the 4County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Your home is more than just where you live. It's one of your biggest financial tools. With a home equity line of credit from the Citizens Bank, you can use your home's equity to tackle renovations, consolidate debt, or cover life's bigger expenses. All with one flexible line of credit you can use as you need it. Talk with our local lenders and see how a HELOC can work for you. Call 1-800-397-0344 or visit the Citizens Bank today. The Citizens Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 525308. Some restrictions apply.
You're listening to Talkin Dawgs on Super Talk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk is back here on Super Talk 100.9. This is Robbie Faulk from Maroon and White Daily, Thunder and Lightning Podcast, Starkville Daily News. Got my hands full, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, folks, for joining us again here on this Wednesday as we talk some Mississippi State baseball right here in this segment. Before that, I want to talk about Jess Brantley and Alpha Insurance and his crew over there in West Point. Jess is excellent at what he does. Alpha is excellent at what they do. An insurance company that will insure all of your needs, whether it be car insurance, life insurance policies. You have homeowners insurance as well there. You can bundle all that together, and they can save you money. But not only do they save you money, they are there with the best customer service available, and Jess can bring it to you, and his crew is excellent over there in West Point. 36 South 4th Street, West Point, Mississippi, right off of Highway 45 there in West Point. 662-494-4142. You can call him. He will be there to help you throughout the day. They are excellent over there. Alpha Insurance is excellent as well, and I can speak on that with 100% confidence because I am an Alpha Insurance customer. So go check out Jess and his team today over in West Point. Mississippi State baseball is just a couple of days away. This is the season that people have been anticipating since the final out was recorded in Tallahassee, Florida. I was in the press box there in Tallahassee. Frustrations kind of bowling over for that team. Noah Sullivan was ejected for the game because, quite frankly, the Mississippi State staff and players were not happy with what was going on behind the plate. Sullivan voiced his displeasure with it, along with Mississippi State assistant at the time, Jake Gautreaux. And Sullivan was thrown out of the game. And by the way, we'll be out, I believe, on Friday afternoon for that game, still serving that suspension. But the frustrations bowled over into postgame too. I remember when we talked to Justin Parker, he was very frustrated with how that process was playing out publicly with the coaching search. When we arrived at Tallahassee that weekend, the night that we arrived, news was starting to filter out. We reported on Maroon and White Daily as well. I guess we were part of the problem, that Brian O'Connor was emerging as Mississippi State's number one candidate, that Brian O'Connor was leaning towards taking the job at Mississippi State. That was coming out, and that was something that this team, this coaching staff, they weren't excited about having as a distraction. But at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to hide that stuff, and the future of the program is bigger than that one moment. And that sounds harsh to say, but you're not going to keep that stuff out, and Mississippi State's future was going to be bright under Brian O'Connor. And I think Justin Parker was upset after that, but it didn't take long for Justin Parker to realize why it was such a great hire for Brian O'Connor to come in, and why that hire could change the entire trajectory of this program if everything falls into place. That's a big if. But when you look at what this team has assembled, coupled with the fact that Brian O'Connor has done what he has done as a head baseball coach over his entire career, it's hard not to imagine what could come out of this for Mississippi State. And it could be something like this program hasn't experienced. This could be something that this fan base has been longing for so many years. Will that happen? It's up to the players and the coaching staff to put it in place. But on paper, this is a very, very good baseball team. And so looking ahead now, projecting kind of the weekend ahead, we know that the starting rotation is now set. It's 3 players that we all expected to be starting for Mississippi State on opening weekend, most of us at least. I don't think anybody is blown away by the fact that Ryan McPherson, Charlie Foster, and Tomas Valinkas are your 3 starters on the weekend. I was a little surprised by the order. I was kind of leaning towards Tomas Valinkas being the Friday night starter, Ryan McPherson being Saturday, and Charlie Foster being on Sunday. You break up your starting pitching with a left-hander, right-hander, and then left-hander. And also there's just kind of the projection that I had in my mind of your top 3 pitchers. But Justin Parker goes with Ryan McPherson, Charlie Foster, and Tomas Valinkas, righty, lefty, lefty. And my first thought when I see that, and when I see Tomas Valinkas as a Sunday starter, my first thought was, if this is your starting rotation for the entirety of the season, if this is how it plays out, if by the end of the year we look up and Mississippi State's 3 starters are Ryan McPherson, Charlie Foster, and Tomas Valinkas, and that's the order, if Valinkas is your 3rd starter on a weekend, your team's going to be pretty stinking good. Tomas Valinkas 6-1 last year at Virginia as a true freshman, had an earned run average under 5, 70 strikeouts to 17 walks. That's just a true freshman. A lefty throwing 97, anywhere from 95 to 97. His average velocity, I think, was 94 last year from the left side. If that's your number 3 guy, you're in pretty good shape. And these are all 3 sophomores. You have a chance to bring them all 3 of these guys back next year, by the way, for your starting rotation. I was actually, I actually feel better about the rotation set up like that, because it tells me that you probably feel a lot better if you're Justin Parker with Ryan McPherson being your Friday starter. You probably feel a lot better about him. You probably feel a lot better about Charlie Foster being your Saturday guy. That's a chance. Usually that's your guy that has a chance to either win you a series or get you back in position to win one. So you got to feel good about Charlie Foster at that point. And then Tomas Valinkas is a guy that could have been, he was a guy that was arguably Virginia's best pitcher last year. And if that's your guy on Sunday, Mississippi State's in a great spot. So those are your 3 starting pitchers. We'll see what they do with the the bullpen this weekend. I'm very interested to see the guys that they utilize this weekend. There's still some guys out there that I believe are potential starters. William Kirk, a lefty Virginia transfer. Duke Stone, sophomore pitcher from Mississippi State as well. These are all guys, by the way, that are in their second season. Those are 5 starters that I could see starting on an SEC weekend. They're all sophomores. And they're all not draft eligible this year. They're all going to come back for another year unless they hit the transfer portal. So Mississippi State is not only that do they have some veteran guys on this roster, they have some relatively young guys that are going to be playing key roles that are fairly experienced. They played at least a year of baseball last year. William Kirk did not. Duke Stone didn't get a ton of time last year, but the other 3 did. So the starting pitching is exciting. I think there's some pieces in the bullpen that are going to be really exciting for Mississippi State as well. They have some pieces there. Tyler Pitzer, that I think he could do multiple things for you. That's a guy that wants to start. He could potentially be a starter in the long run. I don't know what their plans are for him. I didn't get a chance to see him much in the fall. Every time I went, he was not pitching. So I don't know what their plans are for Tyler Pitzer. I know that in the Cape Cod League, he was a lights-out reliever. He was the best pitcher in the Cape Cod League this past season. South Carolina transfers, played a lot of baseball inside the SEC. I think he can do a lot of things for you. Could be a back end of the bullpen guy for sure. Duke Stone could be a guy that's in the bullpen as well. Ben Davis, what's his role? You know, they did a poll, or I guess D1 Baseball did kind of a survey with coaches, and Mississippi State listed Ben Davis as their closer back during the fall. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Justin Parker has not really been a role guy. He's been a guy that kind of pitches and puts guys in based on feel. Last year we saw different guys play a closing role for Mississippi State. We saw different guys in certain spots out of the bullpen. It's not always like a role thing with him. He just kind of goes on matchups and feel and things like that. So Ben Davis could be, and he kind of mentioned this last week, he could be doing what he did last year, just filling in where he is needed. That's where they utilized Ben Davis last season. Was they needed him to get a long relief effort, he was going to do it. If he needed to set up a closer, he was going to do that. If he needed to close a game, he could do that as well. So Ben Davis could be a guy that they utilize in a multitude of ways. What happens with him? You know, there's other guys, Maddox Webb transferring in, veteran guy. Jackson Logar. These are transfers that came in. Brennan Sweeney has a high ceiling coming in from South Carolina. Big, tall righty that's got some velocity to him. That's a guy that could help you out. Dane Burns is a matchup guy, lefty. I think his role is going to increase this year. The pitching staff is very good, but there are some question marks. There are some roles that have not been defined. A lot of these guys haven't pitched in this kind of atmosphere before. So there's a lot of things that have to be answered there, but I like the pieces that they have in place, and I trust Justin Parker to get the most out of it. I didn't think they had enough pieces last year. I thought 2 years ago they had some pieces, and he did the best he could with it, and they did a good job. This has the potential to be a top half of the league pitching staff, and it's Justin Parker's job to figure out what to do with it. When we come back, I've got my positional predictions. First base through right field, I'm bringing them your way when we come back. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Hey there, I'm Lee Burrell with Citizens Bank in Starkville. If you're thinking about growing your business, whether it's adding equipment, expanding your space, or starting something new, I'd love to help make it happen. At the Citizens Bank, we're in your corner, working with you one-on-one to find lending options that fit you. So stop by and see me at 201 Highway 12 West in Starkville, or give me a call at 662-323-1420, or visit www.thecitizensbankphila.com. I'm Lee Burrell, your hometown commercial lender, here to help your business take the next big step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Whether you're on the job or working your land, you need equipment that adapts to the tasks at hand. The heavy-duty Kubota RTVX, the #1 selling diesel UTV in North America, is your capable workhorse. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 2.99% APR for up to 36 months. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Fork County Electric Power Association has spent more than 85 years working to improve the quality of life of all we touch. And that's why we created the Fork County Foundation. Thanks to the generosity of Fork County member owners, the foundation has awarded more than $2.5 million to organizations that support the communities we serve. If you have a 501c3 organization that helps improve the lives of Fork County members, visit forkcounty.org and see if the Fork County Foundation can help you.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
At Bank Okolona, consistency isn't just something we strive for. It's our way of doing business. Whether you're in Okolona or Houston, Manatee or Bruce, Tupelo or Aberdeen, you'll always find friendly faces, helpful service, and hometown values. One bank, multiple communities. Consistently here for you. Find the branch nearest you at bankokolona.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're taking it all. Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on SuperTalk 100.9 in the Golden Triangle area, bringing you all things Mississippi State sports talk here, and we bring a lot of sports talk on Sports Talk Mississippi. We got SuperTalk sports on SuperTalk Mississippi. On Sports Talk Mississippi coming up later today, Brian Haydad and Michael Borky will be bringing you some more Mississippi State and Ole Miss talk, and then also Thunder and Lightning Live later tonight at 6 p.m. as well. I want you guys to go down the road when you get the opportunity, Highway 82, and go check out Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. My friends Ted and Brad, and also a cousin of mine, a guy that's been a institution over there at that hardware store, Chip Oswald. Go check them out at Matheson Hardware and Building Supply in Matheson. What a job they're doing over there, being such a vital part of this community. They were big during the ice storm recently. Generators, space heaters, things for your pipes whenever your pipes burst, all that stuff. They had that stuff available. They actually, during the storm, they closed the store, but they left their number available. If anybody needed any kind of emergency, they were willing to go to the store and open things up for the customers to get whatever they need. That's the kind of people that you're dealing with over there. You can't get that at a big box store. You can only get that at a local business like this. And as my papaw used to say, and he ran that business over there at that hardware store for, over 50 years, I think, as he used to say, you should always support local. And that's always been my mindset as well. That's why I do business with Matheson Hardware. You can find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson. Call them at 662-263-4583, or you can go visit their website at mathesonhardware.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Saturdays, 7 a.m. to noon. Go check them out today at Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. All right, so here we go. Mississippi State baseball is beginning on Friday afternoon, 4 p.m., Friday the 13th. Hopefully no surprises of the bad variety here. You can watch these games on SEC Network Plus, by the way. Hofstra coming to town Friday at 4 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. There is a possibility of rain. We're getting closer. I'm one of those people that I shoot down any messages, any questions about weather the Monday before a game or anything earlier than that. You know, if you're asking questions about is there going to be a doubleheader and it's Monday of a weekend series, it's just way too early. Now we're getting closer to time, so you can start looking at that radar and start looking at the times, especially on Thursday. We'll have a better idea. I'm not sure what the situation is going to be, but, you know, that stuff will be adjusted if need be, and you guys just need to be plugged in follow us on Twitter. Follow Mississippi State Baseball on Twitter. We'll have the latest and all that stuff for sure. But Hofstra coming in this weekend, and the questions have persisted about what does this lineup look like for Mississippi State? Who's going to play where? How do you get such and such in the ball game? There's so many questions, and it's a good problem to have if you're Brian O'Connor. One of the questions has been, what happens with Garrick Fry? How do you get Vitas Valinkas on the field? He's got a big bat. What happens at first base? DH. Who's going to be the catcher? Well, I'm going to answer some of those questions, at least with what I think, as we get ready for first pitch. Let's start over at first base. Now, during the fall, Noah Sullivan appeared to be the guy at first base. Blake Beavis has been excellent as well. You have options there. It's going to be interesting to see what they choose to do, and I think you could probably see some platooning there with Beavis and Noah Sullivan. I think Reed Stallman could play a factor at times as well if you want to get another lefty bat in the lineup. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Now, on Friday, I expect Blake Beavis for sure to be your starting first baseman. It would be a surprise if it wasn't. Noah Sullivan, I believe, is suspended for that game due to his ejection against Florida State in the final game of the season. I think that carries over to this year. I'm almost positive. And if that's the case, Blake Beavis is probably going to be your starting first baseman. Otherwise, I could see Noah Sullivan at first. He has had a really good fall and spring working at first base. He's going to be in the lineup every day, folks. I don't see a world where Noah Sullivan is not an everyday starter for Mississippi State. So that's what I'm expecting at first base. Platooning Blake Beavis, Noah Sullivan. Whoever doesn't play, I think, is probably going to be the DH. Second base is probably the biggest question mark of what happens there. We've seen Sean James there. We've seen Gatlin Sanders. We've seen Drew Wires. Garrick Fry's been working at second base. For now, I think I'm going to project Garrick Fry here for Friday. I don't know. I don't have a super conviction on that, but I think that Garrick Fry, to get him in the lineup, could be the starting second baseman on Friday. We'll see. Drew Wires is a tremendous possibility. Gatlin Sanders has been unbelievable defensively. If they're wanting to go defensive there, I think they'll probably go with Gatlin Sanders. Sean James has been good as well. But I asked Brian O'Connor about Garrick Fry the other day. The way that he talked about Garrick Fry it kind of led me to believe he's going to be in the lineup. Could be wrong on that. He said he was working primarily at second base and third base. I don't see him at third base right now, so I'm taking a shot in the dark. I'm going to say Garrick Fry at second. I could be wrong. It could be any of those other possibilities. Shortstop, I believe, is going to be Ryder Woodson, transfer in from North Carolina State. I think that he is up for the challenge. He had a tremendous end of the year last year for North Carolina State. Really projectable player. Seems to be a guy that's starting to take off. He's going to be pushed by Gatlin Sanders. He's going to be pushed by Drew Wires. But I think on Friday, opening day lineup is going to have Ryder Woodson in it at shortstop. Third base, you could mark it in Sharpie. Ace Reese is going to be your third baseman. Getting better defensively. He's had some good weeks here leading up to this. I think Ace Reese is going to be the guy that is working at third base for Mississippi State. I don't have any hesitations on that. And that's probably one of maybe two or three cemented positions at this point. The catcher positions had an interesting battle. Andrew Raymond had some good moments in the fall. Jackson Owen, another good fall as well. But Kevin Milewski, I think, has really solidified that spot behind the plate. Big physical guy, can really swing it, starting to get better at receiving. I think Kevin Milewski has a chance to be a star at Mississippi State coming in from Seton Hall. He's got a chance to give Mississippi State the power-hitting catcher that they've been missing since Logan Tanner. So I'm really excited to see him behind the plate. Moving into the outfield, Bryce Chance has been excellent. A lot of people have tried to, in their mind, put someone else out there because of the other possibilities as far as being a hitter is concerned. I can tell you with 100% certainty, Bryce Chance, what he does, as a leader, what he does at the plate and defensively, all that, I just don't see this staff pushing him out of the lineup. He's going to have to play his way out. He's going to have to be, batting 200, struggling in the field, and I just don't see it. I think Bryce Chance, being the leader that he is, the staff loves this guy. It's going to be very difficult to get him out of left field. So I've got Bryce Chance pretty much in Sharpie in left. Same thing for center field. Aiden Till is an elite defender. I think he's going to be a top-of-the-lineup bat for Mississippi State coming in for Virginia. Had a really good season last year at Virginia. His first year playing full-time defensively. He was a pitcher when he got to Virginia. He was kind of platooning, pitching, and hitting, playing some outfield. But last year was his first year to be exclusively outfield. He started in the center field for Virginia. Was very good before he went down with an injury in the fall. He's back healthy, and I think Aiden Till is going to be your starting center fielder when we get things rolling on Friday. And I feel really good about that spot too. Right field's another spot that has a chance to have multiple people out there working, and I think they will have some players in and out of there in the lineup based on matchups. James Nunnally is the guy that I have projected for that spot in right field. He is a guy that this staff absolutely loves, kind of a jack-of-all-trades guy, really good defender, really tough to strike out at the plate. Tough guy to get out at the plate, a lot like Bryce Chance in many ways. Those corner infield spots are going to be taken by two really solid players that might not have the power that some of these other players do, but they're just ball players. And that's exactly what this staff wants. This lineup, I'm looking at it, it's got a ton of ball players in it. It's got a ton of dudes that are going to be gritty, that are going to go out there and give their all. You have a nice mixture of veteran guys that are fourth, fifth-year players, and then you have players that are in their second season or younger that are really talented. If this is your starting nine, this is one of the best starting nines in the SEC. And then you're talking about guys on the bench that are fighting for spots. It just shows you the depth that this team possesses. I absolutely cannot wait for what's coming on Friday. Hope you guys are ready for it as well. We will see you there. When we get back, we got some more sports talk, but this time we're dipping into high school sports. A big-time job in the state of Mississippi has opened up. We're going to talk about the possibilities of that job when we get back. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
At Bank Okolona, consistency isn't just something we strive for. It's our way of doing business. Whether you're in Okolona or Houston, Manatee or Bruce, Tupelo or Aberdeen, you'll always find friendly faces, helpful service, and hometown values. One bank, multiple communities. Consistently here for you. Find the branch nearest you at bankokolona.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Landowners, are you ready to turn your timber into real value? At Good Hope Land and Timber, we specialize in helping landowners like you make smart, sustainable decisions. Whether you're planting a final harvest, thinning a stand, development thinning, or managing your forest long-term, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. We're trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and follow best management practices to protect your land and maximize your return. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
On the farm, every day is a challenge. Kubota M-Series utility tractors are built to take them on. Tough and easy to use, Kubota equipment will help you get jobs done with ease. Stop by today. Right now, get select Kubota equipment for 5.25% APR for up to 84 months plus instant cash discount. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Your home is more than just where you live. It's one of your biggest financial tools. With a home equity line of credit from the Citizens Bank, you can use your home's equity to tackle renovations, consolidate debt, or cover life's bigger expenses. All with one flexible line of credit you can use as you need it. Talk with our local lenders and see how a HELOC can work for you. Call 1-800-397-0344 or visit the Citizens Bank today. The Citizens Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 525308. Some restrictions apply.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9, the Golden Triangle. Thank you, folks, once again for tuning in to today's episode. We are in the middle of February, and we are about to start moving into spring. I shudder to really jump into the fact that it's spring just yet, because I've seen this movie before. I've seen us get to opening day, and it's 70 degrees outside. The flowers look like they're about to start blooming. You're starting to see the grass go from dead to green again. And then the very next week, it's back down in the 20s. So I'm not quite ready to jump all in on it being spring, but I can say with certainty that we're just around the corner from warm temperatures. So I'm really excited about that. When baseball gets here, I know there's going to be a couple of weeks where it's going to be cold at the games. Everybody's bundled up, and we're going to hate our lives because we're going to be sitting out there watching 9 innings of baseball, and the wind's going to be blowing in our face. But there will come a day where we're back in shorts again. That grill smoke is starting to filter into the press box, and I'm the happiest man alive. And for that, I am thankful. We're 2 days away from baseball. Hope you guys enjoyed that baseball talk. We'll have plenty more of that next week as we break down the first weekend that happened this past weekend, and we get into talking about what we saw from Brian O'Connor and company. Can't wait. Really excited about baseball season. So now let's move over to something completely different. And I mean completely different. We're going to talk some high school football news. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the coaching change over at South Panola, as Michael Fair, former Bulldog, took over at South Panola for former coach Brooks Oakley, who I believe is getting prepared to take the Grenada job if he hasn't already. I think that's been linked to him at this point. But another big-time job opened up this past week, a bit unexpectedly. I was over at Starkville High School last Wednesday. When our show aired last Wednesday, I was completely oblivious to what was about to happen. But on Wednesday, I had the pleasure of having signing day for several players over there at Starkville High School. Got to kind of MC that and talk to some of those players and have an interview or two with those guys. Talked to John Carr, head coach there, about his team, what he was excited for coming up in the spring. Little did I know, behind the scenes, John Carr was preparing to leave Starkville after all that. The very next day, we broke the news over at the Starkville Daily News that John Carr was leaving to become the chief of staff for Todd Monken in the NFL for the Cleveland Browns. What a jump going from high school football to the NFL. Really happy for John Carr. Really enjoyed my time with him over the last year covering him. Just a fantastic guy, great coach. Has a great resume. That was an excellent hire, I thought, by Jay Hobson and company last year to be able to pull him over from Clinton late in the process. But John Carr has decided to go to the NFL. He has a long-standing relationship with Todd Monken. These coaching hires, a lot of times, are all about relationships. You look at the NFL and you look at the coaches in the NFL, and even when they're fired, they are immediately hired by somebody else. It's a relationship business. Once you get your foot in the door, you're usually there. You usually find a job. It happens in college, happens in high school. Those relationships pay off. And so that paid off for John Carr. But now it puts Starkville back in the position of hiring another head coach. You have a new regime that came in. John Carr came in. He changed a lot of the culture here. You know, at the same time, Jay Hobson came in as the AD, and they put up a new video board. They have a new turf field. They're adding graphics in the field house, dressing up everything there at Starkville High. They're really changing the image that Starkville High has over there. Gutted out the press box and added some new things up there. I've been doing a lot of work with Jay and building we've been building a broadcast for live stream. Jay came to me at one point last year, talked about wanting to do a live stream. I gave him some of my ideas. Some more people gave him some ideas, and we had a really good season in football and now in basketball with this Starkville High live stream. So the presentation at Starkville High School was completely changed. And Jay Hobson's vision there is for Starkville to be viewed, and this is the same vision that Tony McGee has as the superintendent, who's done an excellent job there. His vision is for Starkville to be viewed as one of the top schools in the state of Mississippi. Academically, athletically, the entire image of Starkville to change for the better. And it is moving that direction. They have done some tremendous things over there at Starkville High. Tony McGee leading the charge. With that said, the coach now has an opportunity to go out, and he has a chance with a little more prep than he did last year to go hire the best coach available, the best coach he can possibly get. Who is that? That's the question. I talked to Jay Hobson earlier this week, kind of get his idea on the coaching search, and he told me that this job has been viewed totally different than it was last year. Last year was a little tougher for Starkville to make a coaching hire. I'm going to be honest with you. There were several names that they went after. I think Tony McGee went after some of the best coaches in Mississippi, and they just didn't bite, at least to the point where they felt like they were landing those coaches. One of the guys that they went after that they were very close to getting, by the way, was Louisville coach Tyrone Shorter. Tyrone Shorter has put together a resume that is a no-doubt Hall of Fame resume. He is going to be in the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. He'll be in every Hall of Fame that you can put him in Mississippi. He's won multiple state championships with two different programs, Noxubee County and Louisville. He is averaging over 10 wins this season since he became the head coach at Louisville. In my opinion, the perfect fit for Louisville High School, the culture there, what they have defensively, what he brings to the table defensively. And now Starkville is going after him again. Talked to multiple sources on this. I can tell you with 100% confidence, Starkville High is doing what they can to try to get Tyrone Shorter. There's a few logistical things that they're going to have to do. And I'm recording this on a Tuesday, so this could have already been done one way or the other. But as I sit here and record this episode, I believe that Tyrone Shorter is the focus of the search for Jay Hobson. I think that Jay Hobson has locked in on him. I'm not saying that he has not talked to other coaches. I believe that he has. I'm not saying that there aren't other candidates. I believe that there are. I think that there is a large list of candidates. But I believe that Tyrone Shorter is target number one. I think that from a coaching standpoint, from what he has done as a head coach, from what he's done as a program coach, he is as good as it gets in the state of Mississippi. He's a winner. He develops. He coaches defense better than anybody in the state. His players are tough. His players are physical. He is exactly what Starkville needs. Starkville's lost a little bit of their identity, what they did defensively over the years. This was a defensive program. It was a team that would get out and they would hit you. You know, they would win some low-scoring ball games. Even that 2015 team had A.J. Brown and some of those players on it won a state championship. Defense was what won that title. What they did defensively was as good as anybody in the state. Tyrone Shorter, I believe, would bring that identity back to Starkville High School. So as I sit here and I talk about this, there's some things that still have to happen. There was a report yesterday that he had agreed to become the new head coach at Starkville. That was completely false. He has not agreed to anything as we sit here and talk to this day. I've contacted multiple people. There's been nothing official on either side. But I do believe that there are advanced talks for Tyrone Shorter to be the head coach at Starkville, and this week should bear it out. I don't think it'll get past this week. Either he will turn the job down and he'll stay at Louisville and he'll remain the head coach there and probably retire there at this point, or he'll be Starkville's new head coach. Simple as that. And if he doesn't take the job, it's next man up. I don't know what the next person looks like there, but I do believe that Jay Hopson is looking for the best of the best. I think that they will shoot their shot and they will try to get some of the best coaches. I don't anticipate them hiring from within unless it really starts to fall. I don't anticipate them getting an up-and-comer. I think they're going after established coaches that can come in here and that can compete for championships right away. There's some pieces there. Kingston Johnson at quarterback. They're bringing back some pieces on the defensive side of the ball. They're bringing back some offensive linemen, some defensive linemen. There's a lot to like about Starkville. The resources that they're putting into the program. It's a program that's starting to climb back up. I'm not sure they ever really went away, but they haven't been competing at a championship level the last couple of years. But this is a team that just won a state championship, 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. 3, I guess. They still have that DNA in them in Starkville. And I can't think of a guy that would be a better fit for this job than Tyrone Shorter. Maybe next week we're talking about Tyrone Shorter, the new Starkville head coach. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens to come our way next week. All right, when we get back, we'll close this thing down here on Talkin Dawgs. It's been a great show. Baseball, Tyrone Shorter talk, a lot of football talk with high school sports. We've got a few more things to say when we get back and close this thing down here on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk from SuperTalk 100.9.
Looking to complete those tough jobs and don't have the right equipment? Let H&R AgriPower in Columbus help you out. We now offer Kubota's mini excavators, track loaders, and L-Series tractors available for rent. You can also rent attachments like our cutter heads, grapples, post hole diggers, and more. Give H&R AgriPower a call for daily, weekly, and monthly rental rates. Stop by your hometown dealer today. Visit us at our new location, located at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus.
Power up your convenience with the 4-County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4-County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to get the most out of your land? Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all, safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9, SuperTalk.fm, SuperTalk app, and anywhere you get podcasts. Just go to your podcast app, Spotify, wherever you get it. Type in Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. It'll pop up. Subscribe to it, follow it, whatever you have to do, and it'll come straight to your phone each and every week when my guy Sebastian Riley puts it on the system. You'll be able to listen to this thing in full on demand. So if you missed anything today, you can go back to listen to it on your podcast app where we talk some Mississippi State baseball, Starkville High School football coaching job, and more right there on Talkin Dawgs. Thank you to Matheson Hardware and Building Supply for supporting the show. Thank you to Jess Brantley, Alpha Insurance. Both of those entities are there for you. They are in the service business. They're serving you on a daily basis. I love Alpha Insurance. I love Jess and his crew. I love Matheson Hardware and Building Supply with Brad and Ted and the folks over there. just good folks all around. So I want you guys to go do business with them because that's who I do business with, and I can tell you by experience that those people are there for you. They have a heart for it. They're there to love you, take care of you, and do what they need to do to make sure that you're in good shape. So go check them out today if you haven't already. We've had a great talk today. Mississippi State baseball getting ready to start the Brian O'Connor era. I'm so excited to see what comes out of this. I think Mississippi State fans are just dying to get to the ballpark and watch baseball again and watch winning baseball. Since 2022, Mississippi State has not been living up to its brand. You know, the M over S, it carries weight. The colors, the maroon and white, the pinstripes, the 85s that they wear, all that carries weight. There's been so many great players and coaches come through here, some great teams. But there's been so many ups and downs from this baseball program as well. The downs have been really down. You look at the 2 years after winning the national championship, you win 9 SEC games both years. You miss out on the postseason. You know, the last 2 years you're going on the road in the postseason. Dudy Noble sits vacant. It was only used last year in June to show Brian O'Connor, you know, what he can expect. But he wants to see that place full. He wants to be coaching in that dugout in June. That's why you hire a guy like Brian O'Connor. It's time for Mississippi State to take what this program is supposed to be. It's time for them to step into those shoes because they have not been in those shoes as often as they should have been. Brian O'Connor is the guy that I think can do it. If you're going to hire anybody, if you have a blueprint for a head coach that should be at Mississippi State, that should take hold of the resources of the recruiting of the players that he has, I don't think you can find anybody better than Brian O'Connor. And he has an opportunity this weekend to start things off right. Hofstra coming to town, 4 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Of course, subject to change with the weather, potential rain coming in, but I think the weather mostly is going to be comfortable. High 60s, maybe touching in the 70s. It should be a good time to be at the ballpark. I'm expecting some huge crowds this weekend because everybody's ready to get to the ballpark and ready for Mississippi State baseball again. Basketball has been struggling. Football has been struggling. We didn't even talk basketball on the show because, quite frankly, I'm kind of ready to move out of that realm for a little bit. You know, we've talked enough about basketball and their troubles. It's kind of repeating over and over. At this point, it's time to talk some baseball, and it's time to experience Mississippi State baseball under Brian O'Connor. That's coming this weekend. Super excited for the weekend ahead. I will be there. If you see me, say hello. My friend Brian Haydad will be there as well. Say hello to him. And don't forget to check out Sports Talk Mississippi later today, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then Thunder and Lightning Live immediately following at 6 p.m. You can check out Brian. You have plenty of Thunder and Lightning coming your way here on this Wednesday with myself and Brian. And if you haven't listened to Thunder and Lightning, the podcast, then check us out. Anywhere you get podcasts, Thunder and Lightning, Monday through Friday, all things Mississippi State. You can listen to us right there. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in once again. We will be back again next week to talk more Mississippi State baseball, probably get back into basketball a little bit as well. But until then, appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend at Dudy Noble, and I will catch you down the road.
You've been listening to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
Mississippi State with a victory here.
Listen each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on SuperTalk 100.9.
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get by. Said I'm gonna try it with them too hard.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.